Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius. Today, we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a video game about golf in VR, a book about a bunch of kids trained to be spies, and we have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Hadriana Leo. Hadriana teaches women how to manage their health.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Tiberius. This is fun.
Well, you're welcome. And today we're going to start off with the video game of the week, and this is going to be a swing.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
And now it's time for the video game of the week. Today's video game is Dream Golf VR. This game is on the Steam platform. This game is made by Isaac Stearns, and it is amazing. Plus, it is free.
Woohoo! You had me at free, but you lost me at golf. I'm really sorry, Tiberius.
It's fine. But this game is only available if you are using a VR system.
Okay.
So first up, I get into the game and see a golf club building where there's a club and different colored golf balls. And then once you do that, you have to grab your club and smash one of the gold mini golf courses. Then once you are there, you have to pick your ball and then get your club and go behind you and go play golf. Now, it takes a little bit to learn the controls and move around to the golf course, but once you get the hang of it, you're in the zone.
I'm all thumbs. I'm really sorry. I'm all thumbs. I can't swing a golf course to save my life.
But now this is not your normal golf, but this is extreme putt-putt. There are traps, holes, and even tunnels and bridges. You can play in day or night, or even vary levels of difficulty. Now, I was not able to find the multiplayer option, so you're only on the course by yourself, but it was still a lot of fun.
Yeah, you had me at putt-putt. I can do putt-putt.
Well, I give Dream Golf VR 8 out of 10 stars because I really wanted multiplayer, but I like that you can enjoy music while you play the game and celebrate when you get a hole-in-one or a new record.
Yeah, sounds like some fun. I might check this out.
It is really fun.
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855.
And now it's time for the book of the week, The Mysterious Benedict Society. This book is written by Trenton T. Lee Stewart. Let me read to the back of the book. In fact, Hadriana, would you like to do the honors?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Here is the back of the book. When this peculiar ad appears in the newspaper, dozens of children enroll to take a series of mysterious, mind-bending tests. But in the end, just 4 very special children will succeed. Their challenge? To go on a secret mission that only the most intelligent and resourceful children could complete. With their newfound friendship at stake, will they be able to pass the most important test of all? Dun dun dun!
Wow. Well, this is an AR book that's worth 18 whole points. It's rated for 5th grade in 6th month.
I'll take it.
Wow. So this story is about an ad in paper looking for kids to do a bunch of puzzle tests. A lot of kids applied, but many failed. 4 kids rose to the top: Riney, Sticky, Kate, and Constance. Now you have to solve the mysteries and defeat the villains. There are so many twists and turns, with every chapter revealing a new secret, getting one step closer at a time.
I think if I was there, I was going to try out. And I think I'd get in, actually. That thing would
Same.
breed Riney, Sticky Kate, and Hadriana. Hello.
Well, this is a great spy story and it was very fun to read. I was worried about the danger and really enjoyed how they solved issues they ran into.
So it wasn't too scary, right?
Not too scary at all.
Oh, cool.
But
Very
you
good.
are able to try to solve the puzzle yourself, but I didn't do really good. It was really cool when well, I can't really tell you because I'm going to ruin the book for you. But I'm not going to do that because you need to read it for yourself and maybe get 18
Okay.
whole points in an AR.
Sounds good.
Well, I give Mysterious Benedict Society 8 out of 10 stars because I would suggest this book to teenagers since the puzzles were really hard. But the story was really good. And now it's time for our interview of an interesting person. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Hadriana Leo.
Hello there.
Well, Hadriana is a wealth strategist that works with women.
Thank you. Yes, I am. And I'm excited to be here, Tiberius. Thanks for having me on.
So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
Oh my goodness. I had so much fun just listening to your previous shows that I knew this was going to be a blast. I'm like half a kid half the time. I don't take myself too seriously. So this is totally fun.
Wow. So you are a wealth strategist. Can you explain to my listeners what that means?
Well, I work to help my clients create wealth in a nutshell. That's kind of what it comes down to. And that means sometimes we have to explore not just what to do, but why we do it, especially since I'm working with women. And there's a whole story to that we definitely don't have all the time in the world to go over. But it's really about creating the best strategy for my client to create wealth.
So you help people manage the money that they earn?
I don't actively doing the management. I used to once upon a time when I was the really mainstream financial advisor, the ones that work the stock markets and all that. So what I do
The one
now,
that raise and lower Bitcoin?
oh my goodness, I'm not even going there. That's a whole other show, Tiberius. But yes, absolutely. I help them create the strategy and I connect them with the right people to help make it happen. So yes, I do help them manage their money.
Cool. So I'm a child. I go to school. Can you give me tips on what to do with my money so that I can grow it?
Oh, how much do you got, guy? I mean, like, hello, how much are we talking? I'm kidding.
I mean, like 1,700.
Well, you're better off than a lot of people, but yes, I'll tell you what I do. If you're thinking of ways to manage your money and probably invest it, I would probably start by doing some things that you could actually do with your own hands. So maybe get a little project that maybe you could buy a piece of furniture, bring it home, sand it down, get a little bit of what you call that thing, varnish or stain or whatever it is, all that gooey stuff, and make it look better than it looked when you bought it, and then sell it. That's one way you can grow your money, because then if you spend $50 to purchase the chair and you spend $10 for all the materials to fix it up and zhuzh it up, then you could sell it for $100. It's almost like we've gone into math corner. I think I'm jumping the gun here on your segments, but yeah, you can definitely end
I
up
think we're doing something
making some more
totally
money.
different for math core.
But yeah, you can do things with your own two hands that'll help you grow your money, and it's something you could actually take a lot of pride in because you did it yourself.
So how'd you get started in being a wealth strategist?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I used to be that traditional advisor, the one who sold you life insurance, your parents, life insurance, and, help people buy stocks in the stock market and all of that. And then I realized there was something missing because in the world of money, there isn't a lot of heart. And I hope you can understand what I mean, because when we talk about money, we don't often talk about why we do what we do with our money and how we feel when we do those things. So as a result, money kind of gets a bad rap because a lot of people have done some really not so good things with money. But for me, I made the transition away from just, I moved away from just telling people what to buy and how to make more money. And I started focusing on helping women, especially, understand why they want their money to do what they want it to do, and then create a strategy so their heart and their head are both happy. That's
Hmm.
kind of why I did what I did in a nutshell.
So,
Yeah.
how long have you been doing this?
Let's see. Another math corner question, Tiberius. Come on, man. Okay, so I started this in 2015. So that makes it how many years, Tiberius? Come on, come on, come
Quick
on, come
maths.
on. Dun
17
dun
years.
dun. Seven. We went one more. I've been doing it for 7, and I was a traditional advisor for a few years before that still. So it's been a while. Don't try to guess my age. That's totally not cool.
Yeah, I know that. But how did you know that this was the go to job for you?
You know what? I love that because I'll tell you this. When I graduated high school, and I know you're not yet in high school, but okay, when I graduated high school, I got the prize for 2 very different subjects. I got the prize for that year in literature. So I loved the stories. I understood them. I could do all of that. And guess what my second subject prize for that year was? Distinctions in literature. And can you guess the other one?
Hmm. No.
The math. I got distinctions in 2 very, very different
Wow.
subjects. And as I was kind of adulting, trying to find my way and all that, I realized that the place where math and literature kind of intersected was in the space of money and coaching, where I nurture people, where I listen, and where I can take the heart of the matter and merge it with the numbers and all of that good stuff. So that's kind of how I ended up there. It was perfect. I believe in alignment. I believe in purpose. Like, I believe that there's a reason why I'm here. And when I found this, I knew it because it fit like a glove, Tiberius. I mean, it couldn't get any better than this.
Hmm. So, how does being a wealth strategist make the world a better place?
Oh, you know what? I put a post on Facebook not too long ago because I believe that we need to have more love in the mix when we're using our money. I think we need to have more heart, questions more about what good can I do with my money or how can my money help benefit the world? And when more of us start having those conversations, I think it'll be less about the fancy cars and the big houses. I like fancy cars, by the way. So let me just say that. It'll be less about the fancy cars and the big houses, and it'll be more about, doing really awesome things in the world that actually
Hmm.
helps make it a better place. So we can have fun and impact at the same time. So that's
So we
that's
can
kind of
have
it.
fun throwing axes
Oh, okay.
and
Yes,
somehow make the world a better place.
we certainly can, because if that's what you need to do to relax, you do your thing to relax, and then you get back at your purpose, at your mission. It's kind of like you making those little paper planes or origamis, while
Yeah,
you're
those are
like
fun.
decompressing, like, yeah, I'm going to do this over here. And then when it's time, you're like, that's me, Tiberius boy, I'm ready to go. Yeah. So yeah, axe throwing. Why not?
Now, you only work with women, but I'm a boy. Don't men need to learn how to manage their money as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is twofold. So I work predominantly with women because for a really, really long time, women were not getting the help that they needed with their money. So I
Hmm.
niched down, NICHED, just so you know. I niched down so that I work with women. However, I work with couples as well. So I work to help create families that are whole and strong. So I've got nothing against the guys, I've got a husband, he's kind of nice. So I don't have anything against men, but I work with women because I've identified, I really saw a specific need and I saw myself really able to help with it.
So, do you work with like girls as well as women?
Oh yeah, I got two daughters, so I have no choice but to work with girls. But yes, I've done work with like high school students and workshops and all of that because I'll tell you a secret, Tiberius. If we can avoid some of the mistakes that we make when we're like young people, like teenagers and young adults, if we could avoid some of those and not get into some of the trouble people like me have gotten into, we would be so much further ahead. So I do help girls. I help young women and young ladies all the time. They actually keep me sharp, and I can say stuff like adorbs and, oh, that's so awesome. Oh my gosh, it's so wrong in my mind. Yeah. Okay. Yes, but I do.
Yeah, trust me, it's just straight up all in my head abbreviations.
Yeah,
Like
I got you.
GTYL, yeah.
Yep, it's all
All
there,
that
and I get
stuff.
them confused.
Yeah, same. Well, does it take a lot of formal training to become a wealth strategist?
Well, I wouldn't say that it takes a lot because of my training to be that traditional advisor that I was doing before. I do have a great understanding of how money works and how we can multiply it. So that's really, really fundamental. To be honest with you, becoming a strategist, it's not so much about knowing all the strategies. Of course, you should know it and
Yeah.
understand them. But becoming a strategist, especially in the work that I do, you really have to listen more than you talk.
Mm.
Because I imagine, Tiberius, if you were my client and I recommended that you invest in snow globes and that you invest in like I don't know, like maybe tutus. I don't know. No problem with these things. But what if
Paper
you
ninja stars.
yeah, what if you just absolutely hate it, right? I have to know that, yes, all of these could be great options for you, great strategies. You're going to double your money in 30 days. Don't fall for it. But all of that, it could be the best strategy ever. But if I don't listen and understand who you are and what you want to achieve, what you like, what you don't like, and stuff like that, I actually won't do my job very well. So I have to be better trained at listening and zipping it, which I haven't done very much today through this, but I have to zip it more often than I actually have to talk about all of my complicated strategies. So not a lot of training, but definitely a lot of intuition, listening.
Mm. Well, can you tell me things to avoid as a child that will help me save and grow my money in the future?
Ooh, okay. So here's the deal. And this is something not many people will tell you. It's easy to tell a person to spend less money than they make. Okay. It's so easy. People are like, oh, how are you spending this money when you know you don't make that much? I'll tell you one secret that no one's telling you. The reason why you're spending money is not about whether 1 + 1 = 2 or whether you want to spend $10, but you only have five. You make spending decisions based on your emotions first. It's actually not about the numbers first. So, this is something we say often enough in my neck of the woods. You make decisions based on emotions, and then you make it okay by justifying it with your head. So, you make the decisions here and then you justify it up there. So, when you're thinking of doing good things with your money, always ask yourself, why do I want to do what I want to do? And then once you have a good answer for that, then you make the decision to spend your money. And if you don't have enough, you don't have enough. Please don't spend more than you have.
Makes sense. So, what was the one thing that when you started to work as a wealth strategist that you did not expect?
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? I learn a lot from my clients. Almost every client that I have, I learn something from.
Mm.
One of the things that I didn't expect was, you know how some people need quiet. So I had this one client one time, and she was really stressed. She was really, really stressed out. She was having a really hard time with her money. And I said, you know what? Why don't you book yourself some time away, go to a quiet place and have a retreat? And she said to me, are you crazy? That's going to really like throw me over the line and make her mad. What I learned, Tiberius, is like everybody doesn't actually need quiet to like refresh themselves. Some people actually need to go do stuff. They need to be active, they need to move, they need to do all kinds of things. So
Maybe
when
play
I
putt
was
putt.
exactly, well, that yes, some people. Yeah. So one of the things I learned again from listening was that the cure for one person might not be the same for another. So I really had to listen so I could make the right recommendations for them.
Mm-hmm. So, what advice should you give to my listeners if they wanted to grow up and be a wealth strategist?
Ooh, yes. A wealth strategist, if you want to become a wealth strategist, you need to really learn to listen. Absolutely, you must learn to listen. And you also need to love thinking outside of the box. You need to enjoy coming up with solutions that people hadn't thought was possible and making it happen and showing, hey, not only is this possible, it's highly probable. Yeah, we could totally make it happen. So, if any of your listeners would like to become a wealth strategist, for one thing, they could always send me a message. I don't mind that at all, and we can talk about it. And for the other thing, nurture your love of people. When you love people, you want to see the best for them. And if you happen to love numbers as well, that's a totally great bonus.
That is true. So, what is the one message that you want to get out to the kids all over the world about working in this field?
Aha. You know what? We need more of you. We need more of you. Come on board and bring your heart with you. That's my message to any of you that want to come on board. Do all the courses, learn all the formulas, do all of those calculations, but bring your heart with you. And I think you will become a phenomenal wealth strategist.
Mm-hmm. So, what is the craziest thing that has happened while you were doing your passion?
Boy, crazy things that have happened while I was doing my passion. Every day for me is a crazy day, Tiberius. I'm trying to think of a crazy thing that has happened while I was. I don't know that I'd call it crazy, but I've had some phenomenal experiences with my clients. Sometimes we have our sessions walking on the beach. Sometimes we have our sessions walking in the neighborhood. There was one time with one client, we were trying to help her envision some of her goals for the future. And legit, Tiberius, we were walking around her neighborhood. It was summer because I live in Canada and it's mostly cold, but it was summer, it was warm. So we were outside and we were walking around the neighborhood, and she just stopped me and she said, that's it. That's it over there. I'm like, that's what? What is over there? And she said, that's the house. That's the house in my dreams. So legit, I said to her, run on over there. So she ran over there. I stood across the other side of the street and I took a picture in front of a totally random person's house. And I sent it to her so she could print it and put it up on her board in her kitchen. So she'd always have that memory of her vision, her goal to buy her first house. I don't know if that's crazy, but that's par for the course in the
That
way
is
I do
cool.
wealth strategy.
That is cool. Well, I run a radio show and podcast that talks about God during my Line Strong segment. So, how do you include God's message in your work?
Oh my, I'll tell you how I do it. For me, purpose is aligned to what you believe you were put on this earth to do. I am a Bible believer, and everything I do, in fact, one of my core values as a business is that we embody Christian values and we love everyone. So, regardless of what your belief is as a client, you come to me and we work it, understanding that it's not all up to us and that we can seek help from a being, God, who is greater and so much more powerful than we are. So it's infused, like every conversation I have is infused with that knowledge that we're not alone. And this is not just on us, that there's help for us.
Mm-hmm. So what is the biggest mistake you ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
Oy, 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 what a question, Tiberius. My biggest mistake. I try not to think of them as mistakes. I know I think of them more as missteps. You know, kind of you took a step and you kind of needed to step somewhere else. I don't know that I've made any that are particularly humongous, because they've all brought me to where I am today.
So is there anything that you think my listeners should know about you?
Well, I've got two daughters and they're awesome. They're actually both graduating this year. One's graduating high school, one's graduating elementary school, and they are both in Christian schools. And I don't know what I'm going to do when my older daughter goes away to university, and this will be the first time she's going to public school. So I don't know, Tiberius.
Well, do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners who want to follow you?
Oh, totally. I would love to have them follow me. Let's see. www.moneynavigator.ca. That's my website. And if you look for Money Navigator on any of the platforms, let's see. Let me make sure I get all these right. Facebook, Instagram, yada, 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 LinkedIn. You'll find me. You'll find me there. And YouTube as well. You can find me there. So keep it simple. Just look for Money Navigator.
So what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
When's my birthday?
When is your birthday?
Soon. I'm born in March. I'm a St. Patty's girl. So send all the gifts this way. Come on. Don't make it green. I have enough green.
Thank you, Hadriana, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
Absolutely.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners.
Thank you, Hadriana, for helping me with Math Corners. Today, we're going to talk about single-step equations. So we have been talking a lot about algebra lately, and today we're going to learn about really easy equations. Single-step equations are equations that require only one step to be solved. Yes! You only perform a single operation in order to solve or isolate the variable. A good example would be 5 plus x equals 12. To solve it, you just subtract 5 from both sides of the equation, then you get x equals 7. Smart, right? Well, now they can be a whole lot more complicated, like 4 times x equals 16. Well, this time you have to divide the 4 from both sides and get x equals 4. Most people have a hard time when it gets into a fraction, like 2 over 3 times x equals 4. Now, you times both sides by 3 over 2. And that gets you, well, 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6, so x equals 6. Now, that looks more like steps, but when using the fraction, you are able to do it all in one step. So, Hadriana, do you now know all about single-step equations?
I know them and I love them. I like it when it's easy.
Yep. Well, thank you so much, Hadriana, for your help with Math Corners.
My pleasure.
See Tiberius Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help people.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
The website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the Heart of a Lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. This week, we're going to talk about nobility. For me, I think nobility is remembering we are God's special possessions and acting in a noble way, showing courage and honor. The qualities of nobility are goodness, virtue, honor, generosity, and selflessness. Well, this week, I saw nobility with my dad. It was just a small thing, but it was pretty cool. We were at the Magic game, or we were at the Orlando Magic basketball game, and we got some bangers to distract the opposing team. Some people sat behind us a bit late, so they did not get any bangers. I was having fun using my dad's head as a drum, and he was defending himself with his bangers. So the people behind us were commenting on how much fun we were having, wondering where they could get their own bangers. Well, my dad knew that they were late to get their own bangers, so he gave him his. Now, this was selfless. Not only did he give up his bangers, but he lost the ability to defend himself when I started to use him as a drum again. That was fun.
Oh my goodness, poor head.
Don't worry, his head is still fine. I definitely did not kill like 9 brain cells. I'm kidding. Well, Adriana, did you see your use nobility at all this week?
I think I did. I made some decisions this week that were not what I would have done for myself, but I knew they were the ones that I had to be done. So, for example, kind of like my daughter woke up. My older daughter drives both of the girls to school. And she woke up, she looked outside, and I was still getting my prep done and all of that. And she says, "Hey, Mom, can you drive?" So I kind of had to drop everything and take them to school. But I knew why I was doing it. She wasn't, she was tired. She had a long night and I was happy to do it. I could always kind of, rejig my day so that I could also turn out okay. So that was me doing the nobility thing this week.
Wow. Well, of all of the Heart of a Lion virtues, which is your favorite?
I'm all about integrity. I think integrity is a big one for me. So next time you're doing integrity, I'll be on. Maybe.
Sweet. Well, we should always try and be lion strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Hadriana Leo for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking with you today. I think we learned a lot about managing your money and why it's important to the world.
Awesome. Tiberius, you're fun. I think you're the best host ever. I did try to get a hat, but it just wasn't happening. So next time. Thanks
Maybe
for having
next
me.
time.
Yeah.
Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show. And please be sure to visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and subscribe. Also, be sure to listen to us next week on The Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy. That's a wrap. And booyah.